Welcome back, Love Drip family. I'm once again Professor Drip, your humble host of the Love Drip podcast and the author of Love Drip Mastery of Love. So, a good friend of mine a long time ago came to me with a dilemma. You see, his woman and him were in a rut. It seemed like she was losing respect for him. She was angry all the time. She was telling him to do this and telling him to do that, and he was doing it. He was cleaning up the house. He was taking the dog for a walk. He was taking her to the movies, taking her to the nice dinners. He was doing everything he was supposed to do, but it still felt like she would not respect him. So he asked me, what should he do to get this ship back on course? And I told him, you need to start saying no. You need to flat out start saying no. How many times, Professor Drip, he asked me that he should say no. You should say no at least 5 times a week. You need to be saying no 5 times a week. And on the weekdays, you can lighten up a little bit. But during the business days, you need to find a reason to say no every day. And he went off and he came back after saying no at least 5 times a week. And he said his relationship had drastically improved. The love was back in their relationship. Everything was going smoothly. Matter of fact, his woman had more respect for him then than she had ever before. And the fundamental reason was that he said no. So yes, we must practice saying no, gentlemen. And why is the reason we must practice saying no? Why is no a part of practical love? The reason is this. And let me clarify something before you simps jump out of your seat. You see, we don't say no out of ego, pride, or laziness. That classifies you as a simp. We don't say no because we're scared of how our woman may react. That classifies you as a simp. We say no strictly because according to Love Drip Mastery of Love, aphorism 158, respect for a woman to a man is essentially understanding him. So the reason why we say no is to draw or create boundaries of respect. Respect that is drawn from understanding. You see, respect to a man is essentially understanding him. This is a subliminal law, according to aphorism 158. The only caveat is that a man must be in a reasonable position befitting to approve mutual respect. And the reason why such standards should be set partly due to the confidence a man has in cherishing a woman. You see, the reason why we draw these lines of respect is because we understand how much we can cherish a woman. And in order for a woman to value the way that we can cherish her, she must value the way that we expect to be respected. And so there's no even exchange when there's just giving with no receiving, where there's just no giving with no understanding. And so a man, a love drip man, he doesn't simp by falling off those things and saying no to things that he's obligated to. And he doesn't simp by being afraid to say no. But he draws the line of balance and reasoning that practical love will do and says no so that he can draw respect. When a real man who has concern over a woman draws lines and boundaries over things, it deserves from him an explanation. And he's expecting for her, his lady, to ask, why do you say no? Why do you draw this boundary? And he'll give you the reason. You know, ladies, that a man loves you when he's willing to draw boundaries of respect with you because he wants you to understand his places of value. He wouldn't be concerned with you understanding what he values, understanding what he respects, understanding what's essential to him unless he has concern, affection, value in you, esteem for you, and later love for you or love with you if you're in a relationship at that point or you're married. So, no. Say no, gentlemen. Let's practice. 1, 2, 3, no. 1, 2, 3, no. Say no, gentlemen, at least 5 times a week. Don't be a simp. Don't be a simp just saying no off of ego and pride and being lazy. Don't say no just because you're scared to say no. Say no to generate a level of respect. From my humble conclusion, one of the reasons why relationships are in the way they are today is because men have said yes to absolutely too much. We said yes to literally everything. We've said yes to absolutely too much. We've said yes to everything. It's time to start saying no. And no is part of practical love. Will you buy me a drink? No. Will you take me out to eat? No. Will you put this dresser together? No. Will you take me over my friend's house? No. I thought you was a good man. My answer is still no. My answer is still no. Till we get some understanding. And when we get that understanding, then I can cherish you. According to Love Drip Mastery of Love, respect for a woman to a man is essentially understanding him. This is a subliminal law. The only caveat is that a man must be in a reasonable position befitting to approve mutual respect. You can't be a simp. You can't be a simp. And with this condition met, respect is earned before love is given. And why, gentlemen? Why do we draw these boundaries? It is because such a standard, according to Love Drip Aphorism 158, should be set partly due to the confidence a man has in cherishing a woman. See, the reason why we say no is because we know our value, gentlemen. The reason why we say no is because we know how much we can cherish a woman. We say no, gentlemen, because we know our value. And when we draw boundaries by saying no, it is because we want our woman to have that same value and understanding so that you can share that same value and understanding with her. That is why saying no is part of practical love. And it should always be that way because respect is subliminal law. That is your episode of Love Drip. Practice saying no, not out of ego, not out of pride, not out of laziness, and not out of fear. Practice saying no to your woman out of reasoning and understanding, and watch how practical love will grow in your relationship. I am your humble host once again, Professor Drip of the Love Drip Podcast and the author of Love Drip Mastery of Love. Welcome again to the Love Drip channel, the one and only channel where we talk about love from a man's point of view and the idea, the reality, and the experience of modern love in a millennial context. Please like, share, and subscribe in the links below to the Love Drip Podcast. Share with a friend, make some comments in the comments section. And until we meet again, let love with its solemn rain drip heavy its noble ideal. Welcome to all, yet understood by few, that love never drips too hard. Till next time.